Hey, what's going on YouTube? And welcome back to Tech Conversations. Firstly, if you haven't already, make sure to check out the Discord, completely free to join. So I'll put a link to the Discord in the description below. Now let's get right into today's video. So today I want to talk about trading options on Webull in 2025 for beginners. So I will go step by step on everything you need to know before trading options on Webull. So the very first thing is you will need a Webull account. So if you haven't signed up to Webull yet, go ahead and use my link in the description below, and you can earn up to 40 free fractional shares right now. Each share is valued between $3,000 and $3,000. Keep in mind terms and conditions do apply. So go ahead and sign up to Webull first if you haven't already. Now next, you will need to make sure that you download the Webull desktop app. So also put a link to the Webull desktop app in the description below as well. Make sure you download it and install it if you haven't already. One last thing before we head on over to Webull's desktop app. If you want to have access to more advanced option strategies on Webull, you will need a margin account. So here we can see all of the strategies available depending on the options level. And you can see here if you want to have, for example, level 3 options, which includes things like credit spreads, debit spreads, calendar spreads, butterfly spreads, condor spreads. You need to have a margined account. It's available to margin accounts. If you have a cash account, you will not be able to use these more advanced option strategies. So that being said, now that we've covered all of that, let's head on over to Webull's desktop app. So here we are on Webull's desktop app, and right now we are on the account section. So here's where you can view all your account details. So if we're on this section here, right away what we can do is we can go to the top here and we can search up the stock that we want to trade options on. So you can search up any stock here. So let's say I wanted to trade options on Netflix stock. So it could show up here already if you've searched it up in the past, or we can just search up the ticker symbol here, NFLX, and we can click on it there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and head on over to Netflix. So I'm going to use Netflix for today's video. Now, this is going to take us to the stocks section here. And so from here, we can see things like, Netflix current share price, how it's performing for the day. We can see the charts for Netflix and a bunch of other things. But what we want to do from here is at the top, notice there's multiple different tabs here. We want to go over to the options tab here. And so here is where we will be able to see all of the options available for whatever stock it is we want to trade. And so once we're here, it's very simple. And so I'm going to go over a couple of different things here. So the first thing is we want to select the options trading strategy that we want to use. So where do we do that? So right here in the top left, if we click on this drop down, this is going to show us all the available option strategies. So we have single option. So this is going to be your regular calls and puts. And then we have a bunch of other strategies. And again, keep in mind, this is a margin account here. So I have access to some of these more advanced option strategies. So we have straddles, strangles, vertical spreads. That's going to be your credit debit spreads. We have butterfly spreads, condor spreads, calendar spreads, and some other more advanced option trading strategies here. So that's the very first thing you want to do here. You want to select the options trading strategy you want to use. So I'm just going to leave it as single option, which again is going to be our basic calls and puts. Now, when it comes to selecting the expiration date here. That's what we should be focusing on next. When it comes to selecting the expiration date, notice we have multiple different sections here. And so each one of these is a different expiration date, as you can see here. And so when it comes to selecting the expiration date, we basically want to come in here and just expand the section that contains our expiration date. And notice that under the strike here in the middle, this actually tells you how many days are left until that expiration date. So if I wanted the expiration date of January 24th, 2025, this is telling me there's 5 days left until that expiration. Now let's say I wanted to select the expiration date of February 7th, 2025. So I would find it in here. So it's right here. And again, all I want to do then is expand this section here. This is going to show me all the available options for that particular expiration date. So now that we've done that, the next thing we want to do here is we can go ahead and select how many different strikes we want to view for that expiration date that we selected. So where do we do that? So if we come up here again, we can see here there's a strikes section. So if I click on this drop down, this allows us to basically change how many strikes we want to see. And this could be very useful, for example, so our screen doesn't get too cluttered. Because if I select all, now you're going to see potentially a lot of different options for just one expiration date. Look at how many options there are. This could become overwhelming if you're new to this. And so with the strike section here, we can, select a much lower number. And so it's not, too cluttered and kind of easier to read here. And we can also add a custom number here at the bottom here. There's a custom section here. So if you don't see, a number that you want here, you can type in any number here. So you can type in 15. And now we can see 15 strikes here at once under our expiration date. So I'm just going to leave this maybe at 6 here, just again, so it's easier to see here in this video. Now, the next thing we can do here is we can also filter by calls or puts. And again, if you're a beginner, this could be very helpful so that you don't end up confusing one for the other. So, for example, if you're wanting to trade some call options, you don't instead end up trading put options. Now notice here on the expiration date tab, you will see calls and you will see puts. So this tells you, that the ones on this side are calls and the ones on this side are puts. But again, we can come in here and we can filter by one or the other. So if we only want to look at calls, we can click on calls here. And now I don't have to worry about potentially, accidentally selecting puts. Or if I want to look at puts only, I can click there, and now I don't have to worry about accidentally clicking on a call. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this. Maybe we're just focusing on calls here. And now the last thing here is we can go ahead and sort by strike price here. Maybe we're used to seeing it ascending. So we can actually come in here and change that. So now, as you can see, the strikes are ascending. If you like it descending, you can leave it as descending here. And so that's pretty neat. I'm probably more used to looking at it as ascending. So I'm going to leave it as ascending here for this video. Now, what's also nice here is that notice here we have this middle section which shows us what the current price of the stock is. It shows us what ticker symbol we're looking at and how the stock is performing. But also notice here it tells us which options are in the money. So this is telling me that all the options below here are the in the money options. So if you get confused easily by in the money versus out of the money, there's actually this feature here which tells you right away which are the in the money options here. So that's also pretty neat. Now, once we're ready here now to trade an option, we can go ahead and click on the bid or click on the ask. So let's say I wanted to buy a call here on Netflix, and I wanted to buy the call, let's say at the 860 strike. So again, we have the strike right here. You can always read what the column is up here. So the strike column is here. So this would be the call option with the 860 strike. So let's say I wanted to buy a call here. So we can do this a couple of ways. You can click on the ask here, or if you wanted to sell, you could click on the bid here. Or we can also go to the right here, all the way to the right, and notice you'll see a button that shows up here. We can actually just click on here, and you can say buy, sell. You could also add to watch list. There's a lot of different selections here. But let's say I wanted to buy, the call option. We can do it from here. So if I wanted to buy the call at the 860 strike, I would go ahead and select that. And notice here we have buy. So now we can go to the bottom here to this order entry section here. And we can go through each one of these columns here. So the first column is going to be the strategy column. So maybe you ended up not wanting to just buy a call. Maybe you wanted to do something different, like buy straddle, for example. So we could switch that up and select straddle from here. So I'm going to go back to single here. And then we have the ticker symbol here. So again, make sure you're on the correct ticker symbol when you're trading options here. Then we have the strike. So again, maybe you change your mind at the last second. You want a different strike price here. You can do that from here. You can view all the different strike prices right here. Expiration, same thing. Maybe at the last minute you decide you want a different expiration date, or maybe you came across here and you notice it's the wrong expiration date. You can go ahead and change it there. We have call. If we click on this, it's going to switch over to put here. Then which side are we buying or are we selling? Again, you can change that here. Quantity, so how many options here do we want to buy? We can go ahead and type a number here, or you can use this little widget here as well. Then order type. So if we click on this, there's several different order types. So we have a limit order, a market order, stop order, or a stop limit order. And then the price here. So again, we can manipulate this, or we can, use this little widget here as well. And so now once we have everything set here, we can come in and we can go ahead and place our order. Now the market is currently closed, so we can't place an order right now. But if the market were open, you would be able to place your order and submit it. Now, the other thing I want to quickly go through here is we can also go to the options trader section here. And so when we go to the options trader section, what's really nice about this is if you like to use watch lists and you like to trade the stocks you add to your watch lists frequently, especially trading options, we can quickly come in here and trade options on any stock that's on our watch list. So if we come in here and let's say we wanted to trade options on Apple, I can just click on Apple here and very quickly it's going to show me the options for that particular stock. And so then very quickly here I can come in and let's say I wanted to buy a call, I can come in here and quickly do it here, as you can see, and place the order rather than having to search for the stock and then do all the other stuff we talked about. Maybe I want to trade options on Google very quickly. Well, I have it on my watch list here. I can click on it very quickly. It's going to show me the options for Google. And then again, I can go ahead and select it here and place the order very quickly. So you can also do it from this options trader section. Add your stocks to the watch list and click the stock you're interested in to trade the options very quickly. So there you guys have it. This is how you trade options on Webull. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Check out the Discord, link to that in the description below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.